Welcome to Diversity, and thank you so much for watching. I have a talented guest with me today, and we are talking about being a fashion designer. But before I introduce her, I want you to take a quick look around me. It looks amazing, isn't it? If you need a place for just a family vacation or just a home away from home feeling, log on to scandichotels.com, and this particular place is from Scandic Oslo Byporten. Now, my guest, when I first saw her work on social media, I couldn't help but just invite her to Diversity. So welcome to Diversity.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Are you wearing one of your designs?
Yeah, this is one of mine.
And I like the way that you blend in African, well, of course it's your background, so I like the way you blend it in. Yeah, but let's start from the beginning before I start to like chat you away here. Who are you like in person? Who are you? What's your name? Where you coming from?
Okay, so my name is Mwangi, but people call me Jayla.
Yeah, I noticed that. Is it your brand name?
That's the brand name.
Okay.
So people call me Jayla, some call me Jayla K, some call me Mwangi, but I mean, whatever works for you, you know?
That's fine. But Jayla K, it's very catchy, so it's very easy to remember when you connect it to your collection. Yeah. So where are you from originally?
Originally, I'm from Liberia.
Okay.
Yeah, my mom is Liberian and my dad is Guinean.
Oh, okay.
But I was born in Sierra Leone.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you kind of like multinational. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's great. But did you grow up in were you born? You grew up in Guinea.
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay. So has it had any influence on the way you design and?
Well, yeah, I would say because that's where I grew up, and that's where I saw most of the fashion and. Growing up with my mom and how she used to dress and with the African prints.
Okay, so she's the main person.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You actually answering some of the questions already.
Oh, really?
So we might as well just sign off here. No, but you said you grew up in Guinea, and then you moved to Norway.
Yes.
Was Norway the way that you imagined?
No.
Okay, just explain that in details.
When I was in Africa, I didn't really hear much about Norway. I didn't know where it was, if it was a country or not, you know. So coming here was very, it was very different. The climate, first of all, was different. The people are very different. And so trying to just get into the system and trying to integrate all that was, but it went pretty well.
Well, you are doing an amazing thing anyway,
Thank you.
Everything has turned out very well. But you recently graduated from a fashion school?
Yeah, from Esmod Oslo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's great. But I know coming from West Africa, I know I am from West Africa as well, Ghana to be precise, and I know our upbringing is a little bit like, it's not the same compared to the West.
No, it's not.
I know someone is going to get me for this, for saying this, but was it easy for you to tell your parents that you want to be a fashion designer?
Luckily for me, yes, because my mom is very, she's the best mom in the world.
Well, that's great.
She has my best interest, and she didn't really put that pressure on me, the pressure that other African parents put on their kids, being this and that and what to be, you know. So she was very supportive of my choice of becoming a fashion designer. As long as I do my best and do it 100%, give my 100% with it. So
that's great. So then it means you had passion when you were growing up to be a fashion designer.
Clothing, fashion has always been a great part of my life. It's really helped me become who I am as a person. I identify myself through my clothes because as a person I'm a very shy person. I don't really talk much.
Oh, really?
So in order to express myself, I use my fashion, my sense of style to tell people who I really am.
Yeah.
Instead of saying it with words.
Well, that's great. That actually will lead me to my next question, because just like you said right now, you express yourself. But that's what fashion designers do anyway. So, but what to you is fashion? In your own words, what would you say fashion is?
For me, fashion is freedom.
Okay.
once you know the rules, you can break the rules. There's no limitation to what you can do. That's the joy of it. That's what I love about fashion. You can just do what you want, and people don't have to like it as long as you love it.
Yeah.
That's the greatest joy of all.
But isn't it like you targeting people
Yeah,
to,
you have a target group.
so you have to let them like it?
That's the thing. You have to convince them. It's not like they're telling you what to do. You are doing what you want to do, but you have them in your mind when you're designing. So I always try to take my target group out of their comfort zone. I don't do what they want, or I don't make clothes that they want to wear.
Yeah.
I make clothes that they might really not want to wear at first sight. They just have to kind of stand back a little bit and really look at it and say, okay,
I want this.
I want to try this.
Yeah,
it's very
yeah,
different,
yeah.
you know?
Because it's that takes me back to one of your work that I saw on social media on your page.
Yeah.
It's amazing what technology can do these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
And I just saw it from a distance, and I felt like it's very edgy, but at the same time, it's sexy, sophisticated, classy. And you dressed up very classy, but at the same time, you know.
My style reflects my design.
Yeah, so how would you describe yourself as a person?
My style?
Yeah, like yourself, like as you being the individual, Jayla or Marjay, who,
As a person?
like, yeah, as a person.
I would say I'm very laid back as a person. Are you talking about my sense
But
of
it
style?
does, yeah, because I'm trying to really figure out where the edgy style of your designs are coming from. Because if you're laid back, because if you get what I mean.
Like I said,
yeah.
I have a lot to tell.
Yeah.
But since I'm so shy and I don't like to talk much, I like to use my style to bring that, to bring that message to people.
Yeah.
Even though I'm quiet, but I'm very confident when it comes to my sense of style. I like to take risks. I like to do things that are unexpected, kind of make people go like,
yeah,
wow.
yeah. Point taken.
You know?
Yeah. So you had to become, because I know there are young people watching, and they would like to take the step that you've taken, and especially young people with the same background. Yeah. Yes. So it's like being a fashion designer, you need to have the passion.
Yes, definitely.
And then you need to have an educational background or...
Well, it's a bonus if you have an educational background in fashion, but most designers really did not go to school to become a designer.
Okay.
It's just a natural thing that comes to some people.
You need to be born with it.
You need to be kind of born with it.
So what's exciting about being a fashion designer?
Just the fact that you can create something and make people wear it, love it. I love seeing people wear my designs. I think that's the best moment. I think that's every designer's, special moment when you see people wear your design and just feel comfortable in it. Love it.
Yes, that's great. And so what is it that motivates you as a designer?
Because that's where I find peace. When everything seems to be going wrong, I feel like fashion is just like a sweet escape for me. That's where it's like my comfort zone.
So it's more like a therapeutic.
Yeah, it's like therapy. Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah, okay. So anytime you just like, stress, you just cut.
Okay,
Yeah.
let me just take my sewing machine and do something creative.
Yeah. Okay,
and
so
that's when I get creative.
Oh, okay, that's great. Yeah, I think you're amazingly creative.
Thank you
I
so
would
much.
wear
I appreciate it.
every piece of your clothes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I would wear them. Yeah. So you draw.
Yeah, I sketch.
Yeah, it's sketching in the fashion world. Yes, that's the right word. And then you do the cutting.
Yeah, construction, and then you sew it. So actually, I have an advantage unlike some designers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just design. They just have the creation, and you have someone who sketch for you and sew for you. You're just the designer. But if you can do all, then
that's amazing. Yeah. So you're perfectly born to be a fashion designer.
Well, you can say that.
yeah, it's okay. It's okay to say that. Yeah, well, let's not forget about the fashion, the fashion industry in Norway, or the main, that's like the mainstream.
The mainstream fashion.
Yeah, and you have, is it challenging?
It's very challenging.
Because now you are an established fashion
I have
designer.
my own brand, Jayla K.
Yeah.
I'm working on. So yeah, it's very challenging as far as getting a job. I think that's the most difficult thing for most designers not only Norway, but just overall, but mainly Norway is, I think, it's difficult. You kind of have to move out to make it, if you really want to make it big.
Yeah.
But
do you see yourself, have you ever thought of the fact that people will end up, or your design will end up to be to be part of the mainstream?
that's the goal.
That's your
the
goal.
Dream.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to move. I want to make it here. This is my target.
Of course, you want to make a statement.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's great. Because what you have, it's a bit different. It's a bit different. You can tell it from the crowd, which is well, we live in Norway, so we should not forget about that as well. And who are normally your clients?
My clients are women from the age of 18 up to 40, I can say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because normally fashion designers, like, the high class, right? Now I'm grouping you into the high fashion.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's mostly like for the young ones. But it's quite amazing that you have, a target to up to 40. It's just amazing. Now, before you started to take the journey as a fashion designer, well, let's not forget that you were born to be a fashion designer. But in the middle of it, did you feel discouraged? Like, because sometimes what people tell us, we don't really need to pay attention to it, but sometimes it gets to us.
It's like a little distraction.
And like I said, this is a mainstream fashion industry in
really
Norway.
Tough. Yeah, it was very difficult for me. I got a lot of critiques and discouraging words from people. It's not like they weren't supportive.
No.
They're just looking out for my own, interest, because it's really hard to make it in the fashion industry here.
Yeah.
So they just told me it wouldn't work. Like, are you sure you're gonna make it? Who's
Just
gonna wear your clothes?
plain like that, it wouldn't
just
work.
straight, like, you should do something else.
But what was it that kept you going?
It's the passion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So the passion kept me going. Even if I told myself, even if I don't get a job, as long as I do it and this is what I want to do, I'm young. I can still go to school and learn something else, and whatever. But this is what I want to do now. I have to do it.
But honestly, so far so good. Or
yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, that's great.
It could have been worse.
Yeah, I understand.
So
Yeah,
far, so
but do you have any project coming on, or like a collection?
Yeah, right now I'm working on a collection with this new brand called Vaaki Afrika.
Yeah.
By Stella Mwangi.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
How was it like to team up with her?
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Very, very great. I mean, yeah, it's just.
Did you, sorry to cut you out, did you design something for her to wear at an award night in Norway?
Yeah,
and I think it got a very good critic from Jan Thomas.
Oh yeah, it was the Gullruten award. Was it last year or something in Bergen?
Yes.
Yeah,
It was something to do with the red carpet, where she got a very positive critic about that.
Yeah.
How did that feel like?
It was a proud moment for me.
Yeah.
Getting that comment from Jan Thomas that she was one of the best.
Well, because he's a guru.
I mean,
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
It felt really good, to hear that.
Oh, okay. Because not only did you design something with African.
Yeah, I try to mix it. I'm not always about print, I
Okay.
try to just print. The print is more like an accessory on my clothes.
Okay.
They're just there as details.
Okay.
So for those who are just afraid of, like, the Norwegians, who are they're a little bit conservative.
Well, it's new. It's new.
It's new, yeah.
Yeah, it's new to them.
So to make them kind of try it, you don't want to go too much. Like this jacket. I mean, anyone can wear this.
Yeah.
Whether you like print or not.
And
it's
yes.
actually reversible. You can wear it on both sides.
Amazing. You need to show this. You need to showcase this, because you just see, when you look at it, you think it's just an accessory, like you say, just from in the front.
Just little details.
Yeah. That's just amazing. Yeah, because it's I was just thinking, like, are you always making a statement with your African designs?
Yes.
And you're always going to make a statement with that?
Yeah, I always try to make a statement. I just hit the obvious. I hit things when things are so literal. Like, you can just tell. I like to be a little unpredictable with my fashion. Unexpected,
Yeah. So you were talking about Vaaki Afrika until I interrupted you.
Yeah.
So you need to tell us a little bit more.
Vaaki Afrika is a new brand owned by Stella Mwangi.
Okay, so she owns it.
She's the owner.
Okay.
I'm the designer, the creative director.
Okay.
So we are working on a collection that we're going to launch later this year.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's the new project I'm working with.
So it's not out yet.
It's not out yet.
It's not out.
It's gonna launch.
It's gonna. Oh, okay, that's great. And where would that be? That would be launched in mostly Norway,
In Norway,
or
because that's the target.
for
Scandinavia is the target group. Actually.
yeah. And I don't know. I've seen a little bit on Vaaki Afrika on the page. Is it something? Well, definitely it's going to be is something with print.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
the name
of course.
itself, the
Vaaki
name
Afrika
itself,
means dress like an African. in
dress like an
Swahili.
African. Okay,
Yeah, it's the Swahili word.
Wow, that's great. You've pretty much answered my question about whether you think you're going to break through into the mainstream fashion in Norway.
Yeah, that's
Well,
the dream. That's the dream.
So, where do you see yourself in about 5 years from now, or between 5 to 10?
Between 5 to 10 years. I have a lot of goals that I want to reach, but the main important thing for me is to keep doing what I do, keep designing. Because I don't want to wake up one day and just say, I don't want to do this anymore.
You don't
because
want
it can
to.
happen, you know? You
Yeah.
just wake up one morning and you don't want to do what you love doing because of, something.
Yeah.
So I just want to keep being creative and keep designing and.
That's great. So, I'm a bit curious. Like I'm a bit snoopy. Like
Okay.
thanks to technology, I can just go online and just be snooping around.
Okay.
And I saw your graduation on Facebook, social media once again. I saw it on Facebook, and what were the thoughts that were running through your mind?
A lot.
Yeah, because you guys had like a huge runaway.
It was a huge runway with about 35 students.
Okay.
Showcasing
Wow.
the same day.
Wow.
So it was a lot. It was a tough day. It was very it was a tough day. But luckily for me, everything went as planned, and I'm just grateful for that.
Yeah. And how did it feel like when was it like just the same way as we see it on every fashion shows, like they call up the names and after they call the designer?
Yeah, they call the designer's name first, and then her designs come down the runway, and then after she comes out and she presents herself, and then she works with her showpiece.
Yeah, how did it feel like?
Proud. I was very proud. Like everything I've done in 3 years, I have one day to show.
To show the world.
To show the world what I've done. So it was a very, very proud moment for me.
And I've also seen in the Liberian media that you are a household name over there. How did that feel when you? Because I'm sure you're still young.
Yeah.
So you were quite young when you moved to Norway.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does it feel like to be recognized?
I mean,
in your own. I know
honor.
it's your own country,
yeah,
but
it's an honor to even be recognized as one of the, top, designers. It is. I was very shocked. Actually, I didn't expect it. So, but those are things that just keep you going. It makes you want to do more. So.
That's great. So who would you, if you were to pick, if you were to choose a fashion designer to work with?
Oh wow, I have a lot of favorites. Well, there's this one lady. She's a Liberian.
Okay.
Her name is Koto Mamulu. She took part in the Project Runway season 4. I think she was one of the finalists.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So she's just awesome. I love her designs, and if I should team up with any designer, it would be her. It would be such an honor to work with her. I feel like we have similar styles. Way of designing.
That's great. That's great. So then I guess she automatically becomes
an
your
inspiration. Yeah, she is.
That's great. That's great. So there are like I said earlier on, there are so many young people who want to take the same step, a bold step like you've done. Do you have any advice for them?
Yes, I have a lot of advice.
Yeah.
The one thing I can say for sure is to believe in yourself. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to believe in yourself when you have so many, people in your ears telling you otherwise. But you just have to believe in yourself and have the passion, because it's not just fun. It's fun, but the passion is the most important thing.
The passion needs to be there. Yeah. So
you're not just doing it for the name. Oh, I'm a designer, the prestige. It's more about the passion.
Yeah.
You have to love what you do.
Yeah, and they should go to school because it's a bonus too.
It's a bonus.
Yeah, it's a bonus. You need to have the passion, but at the
yeah.
same time,
and
you need
also
to.
get the business side of fashion, you know, not just sewing and designing. How do you market yourself as a brand? How do you know, brand yourself?
Okay, so in some way, education has sort of like prepared you
Yes.
to go into the world.
To start with my brand, yeah.
Yeah, that's just great. You know, I call one of your works a showstopper.
Yeah.
And it's like anytime I just look at it, even though like anytime I look at the picture, I'm like I want this one. This one is like, and you have so many, many, but it just goes to that particular, just that one.
Yeah.
So I hope you just have a little showcase for us.
Definitely,
For people to see. Yeah. Do you have any page if somebody needs to contact you?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Jayla K online.
So, if you want to know more about Jayla, if you want to know more about her works, go to Instagram and go to Facebook, Jayla K online, correct? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then on Instagram is Jayla K underscore. Jayla underscore the Supreme. Yes. So now, before we sign off, it's been amazing to have her here. And I wish we could just keep talking and talking and talking and talking. But unfortunately, we just have to sign off. But before we leave, you have something special for us.
Yeah, I have my showpiece that I showed at my graduation. So.
Yeah.
And you love it so much, so I thought
I love it so much. She has to be careful, or else I'll probably rip them off from here. But is there a website coming up soon?
Yes, I'm working on a website coming up.
Oh, okay, so if people want to order, they need to go to your social media platform.
Where you get all the information.
Okay. It's been a pleasure having you.
So much
it's
for
been
having
amazing
me.
having you. You go far.
Thank you.
Yeah, because you're very bold. For someone to be very reserved, you're still amazingly bold. Yeah, and it comes through in your designs, which I think so. You go extremely far. So thank you very much for joining me.
Well, this is my showpiece actually. This is from my graduation last year.
That's the one I saw.
This is the one you saw in the picture, yeah. It's African inspired, but it's not too obvious because I've just taken elements from the African mask. Mm-hmm. Like these cutouts that you see here is inspired by the mask. And then the print underneath here is made of a mask.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah.
I can see one here.
Yeah. Yeah, so I didn't want to be too obvious here, you know. I wanted to mix the European and the African, you know, and the fabric, the choice of fabric as well. This is 100% silk. Okay. I wanted something soft, but at the same time, yeah, very elegant. I wanted something very soft, and I wanted to combine soft and hard. You know, the shoulders kind of stands up a little bit. It symbolizes power. You know, African women are very powerful. So this is like the queen, like she's, you know, she's in her own kingdom.
So this, an outfit like this, where can you wear it to?
An event, a red carpet event, you know, yeah.
It looks very sophisticated and very, very elegant.
Thank you.
If somebody wants to purchase this, how they just have to get in touch with you?
Yeah, through social media, my email, everything, and so yeah.
And I had a question about cutting African prints or designing African prints versus normal European prints or contemporary.
Yeah.
Is it difficult? Can you tell a difference
between the material? Yeah, because the African print only comes in one type of material, which is cotton. Cotton, you can't really do. There are so many, like when it comes to the movement. If this was made in cotton, it wouldn't really move like this. You know, so I think that's what we need to do about the African print. If they can start making it in silk and all the fabrics, that would be so amazing. Instead of just, you know.
That's one thing. I'm not an expert when it comes to fashion, but that's one thing that I will agree with you, because there are some designs that
you want to, you know, fall somehow, and it doesn't happen in the fabric that they use.
I know you have other designs as well. Unfortunately, we don't have for everything.
Yeah.
But everybody can just go onto your social
Yes.
How do you feel wearing
this? You feel powerful.